This is a really great month for us. I've been sort of teasing this particular month for us for several months now because this is a kind of a historic turning point in our mission and ministry together. Today we're celebrating 30 years of doing ministry together. At the end of this month, we're going to celebrate 9 years of specifically doing mission and ministry together in this place, Community of Grace. So we're celebrating our 9th anniversary. So we're bookending this month with 2 celebrations. And we are in a process now where we're transitioning as a ministry now. We're sort of moving into our teenage years, and we're doing it early. We've done everything fast here. So we're moving into our teenage years, which means we're moving now from an emphasis on building the campus and the structures to building and expanding our mission and building followers of Jesus. And so for the last few weeks, I've been sharing with you some ministry opportunities for us to look forward to as we begin to really invest in doing mission together and taking it even beyond what we've been doing. We've been doing a lot of great stuff. So 2 weeks ago, I brought our boys up here and we talked about how 70 to 90% of all boys will leave the Christian church in their teens and 20s and most won't come back. And we illustrated that by having 70 to 90% of our boys step off to the side and just left the 10% standing there. And we said, someone needs to change that storyline, so why not us? And who used that phrase, why not us, to win the Super Bowl? Seattle, that's right. So we're stealing from them. If they can win a Super Bowl with it, we can change the world with it. So we're saying, why not us? Last week we brought our girls up, and we talked about the good things happening in the lives of girls in the 21st century and some of the very interesting struggles they're facing. And again, we said, someone's got to change the storyline. Why not us? So today what I'd like to do is have Patrick come on up. You all love Patrick, those of you who come here regularly. Patrick is our guitar player / soloist from time to time. Patrick. And I've been meeting with some of your leaders the last several weeks, and Patrick and his wife were with us last Saturday night at a pizza meeting. And Patrick, by trade, what do you do?
I am a barber.
You are a barber. And chops hair, yeah. So you were...
I style.
You style that, sculpt hair, right? Sculpt hair. So he was telling us a story about one of his clients, customers, and I'll let you take it from there.
Yes, I had a customer come in. He's been a customer of mine for a long time. He actually lives at the trailer park down the street. And within the last year or so, his daughter had to move in with him and her little boy, his grandson. She had some difficult problems, and anyhow, so they moved in together. And he really didn't know. He knew that I played at church, and he really didn't know what church I went to. And he started to tell me the story about how his grandson has had just a wonderful experience with a church down the street from their house. And so I just let him go, and I didn't tell him where I was from or anything like that. And I just said, that's wonderful. And he just told me the story about how his grandson has just, been touched by grace from grace.
Very, very good. So for those of you who don't know, we have been doing ministry at a mobile home park down the street, about a mile from here, for a couple years now. And there are a lot of great families. They're all great families, but some of them are just facing some very, very unique challenges. Some of the kids are really at risk. And we've been investing a lot of time and energy there. And after a couple of years now, we're beginning to hear these kinds of stories from our kids, that it's making an impact. And people for generations have believed that the gospel can change entire communities. So why not us? Why can't we be a church that goes into a community like that and through the power of the gospel changes the storyline of that community? We know the storyline, that when you're raised in a troubled home and a dysfunctional home and an abusive home, that generally speaking, the odds are that storyline will perpetuate itself for generations. Why can't we change that storyline? Why can't we bring health? Why not us? And it's one of our key missions that we want to ramp up in the next few years. In fact, one of the things we're talking about, if we can make it happen, and I know you can make it happen, is we'd like to buy a house there. and create a learning center, a safe place where those kids can come and even their parents can come and experience the power of the gospel. So it's another thing for us to focus on as we move now into this next phase of mission and ministry. God's provided us this beautiful home, this beautiful campus, and so what does it mean now for us to really ramp it up and invest ourselves, our boys, our girls, and in communities like Lake Pleasant Mobile Home Estates? Let's thank Patrick for coming on up. Did a great job. Thank you, Patrick.